last week. The one from the Philadelphia Inquirer, after having this glowing analysis of all my brilliant policies, concludes with the fact that Florio has the natural charm of a lamppost.
Well, there's a... Of course,
it's an improvement over being regarded as a fire hydrant, which was what they were talking about a couple of years ago.
Well, of course, you were endorsed by the New York Times yesterday. Now, there's a story here about Christine Whitman by Kimberly McLaren that seems fairly supportive of Miss Whitman, and they're suggesting that before the last debate, you spent a few minutes practicing smiling.
I saw that. I was just reading the story. Well, if it's a charm contest, I guess it's no contest.
But it's not, is it?
It's not a charm contest.
Well, I'll tell you, and I feel really way out on the limb here, Governor Florio, because, as you know, I endorsed you months ago when it was not the fashionable thing to do, and
you're a man ahead of your time.
Well, yes, and received numerous threats and vilified by listeners and stuff. And so let me ask you, just first of all, are we going to win this thing?
The answer is yes.
Okay.
We're working very hard. And as we come down to the end, I mean, the differences between the two candidates are very stark. And we're talking about, substantive things. But the most oppressive tax in New Jersey is the property tax. Mrs. Whitman came up with this pie-in-the-sky approach for saying, we're going to give everybody tax cuts. 30%, if you live in some areas, we'll give you a 50% cut. And she hasn't told anybody where the $1.5 billion is going to come from in order to finance this thing. But everyone's starting to understand it's going to come from the property tax relief proposals that we have out there. I mean, when she cuts municipal aid, when she cuts school aid, the only place local people have to go make up those differences are by increasing property taxes. So the mayors around the state are now aware of what it is she's talking about. It's kind of a little bit of a shell game.
Well, proposing that tax cut, the way she did, almost everybody agrees was almost bizarre, wasn't it?
Well, 4 months ago, Mrs. Whitman said, and these are virtually the identical words, that to go out and to dangle a pre-election tax cut before the people is to insult their intelligence. And of course, she did it.
The New York Times poll, I guess, has you about 15 points ahead. The Asbury Park Press poll out yesterday or whenever it was. When was it out, Charles?
Just a couple of days.
A couple of days ago.
It showed it narrower.
It has you, yes, much narrower. Well, what are your private polls showing?
Well, I mean, I have always said right from the beginning this was going to be a tough race. I mean, the NRA now is starting to weigh in. Yesterday they're taking out full-page ads. Today we'll be showing that they've endorsed Mrs. Whitman. They're formidable. They are formidable, and they work hard, and they are very intimidating. So, I mean, the question that's really going to come down to being resolved is who owns New Jersey? The NRA in the last legislative election purchased a legislature. They purchased the legislature. The legislature came in and tried to repeal our assault weapon ban. I vetoed it, and they weren't able to override my veto. But now they're in, and they want to purchase a governor. And I think that is going to be a very, very significant question that the people of this state will be asking. Do we want the Washington Gov lobby effectively to have a legislature and a governor?
And so, as I said, what do your polls show?
we are in a situation that I'm comfortable with. I mean, the range is 7 to 9 points. But again, you don't take comfort from that, and you don't regard it as a done deal, and you keep on working.
How did you think these debates went?
I was very pleased with the last one. Gabe Pressman, I mean, he had a looser format. The previous two, we sort of looked like standing sticks, each getting 60 seconds to respond and to counter-respond. This was a little more conversational, and I'm obviously a little more comfortable being able to not be restricted to 60 seconds. I don't know how to say hello in 60 seconds.
Yes. Did we, during the breaks and stuff, do you, like one time we had a debate here between Al D'Amato and Bob Abrams, and it was, you could have cut the tension in this studio, and which is the reason I wanted to have it, because we suspected it might develop into a fist fight, and it really did. But I mean, during the debate, they literally would not look at each other. There's
always a natural adversarial tension to these things. They're obviously, by definition, not supposed to be love-ins. And this
you didn't hit on her or something, so not that I suspected you would.
This last one over at the Channel 4 studio, as I say, I think was one that was a little more sensible, because there was the ability to talk rather than to preach in 60-second sound bites.
What are the issues that, aside from, of course, the NRA bringing out their big guns and stuff, and the property tax, what are you going to focus on in the last few days here?
I mean, in the last few days, we'll be talking about those issues. For example, on Sunday, there was a great story in the Star Ledger front page about how we've been able to bring down the fatalities resulting from drunk driving in New Jersey. I mean, we have cracked down. We've had some good results. They're off dramatically. Mrs. Whitman has this bizarre proposal of saying that she wants to water down the drunk driving laws. If, in fact, the law now says that if you get convicted of drunk driving, you lose your license for 6 months. She says no. What we should do is provide to people special license plates so they won't be inconvenienced. You're supposed to be inconvenienced if you break the law. And what we're saying is that that's the wrong direction, and it would reverse the types of things that we've been doing. I've been working with the Mothers Against Drunk Driving and the PTAs and the law enforcement officials for the last couple of years to make progress in cracking down on drunk driving. We're making it, and now for some strange reason, Mrs. Whitman wants to make a 180 turn and go back the other way.
I have a guy on my staff who I won't name, but who is going to drunk driving class now in Connecticut, and it's not a pleasant experience. He's not driving his car, and he has to go to about 2 months of classes,
Yep.
and I don't think he's going to drink and drive again.
Well, you see, that's the purpose of the penalties. So that the next time someone thinks about climbing behind the wheel after they've had too many drinks, they will think about the inconvenience of having to take the bus to work for 6 months.
What's this about you trying to get? I know you're trying to get the Yankees, which we're not that thrilled about, by the way.
Uh-huh.
But what about? I've read somewhere you're trying to scam the 76ers out of Philadelphia.
Well, we've been at both ends of the state. We've been talking to folks, and I've said, it's not a matter of trying to lure people. When people manifest their interest in coming to our state,
Oh, come on.
we will show them what we have.
He's trying to settle his sack on her tax deal. By the way, I want to say that I've not tried to exact anything from the governor for my endorsement. I endorse the governor because I believe that, as sincerely believe, that he has performed courageously in New Jersey. We've already been through all this stuff about whether we should have enacted this tax increase at 1 o'clock in the morning, but I mean the governor is sufficiently contrite about all of that, and we've discussed that. But
I've done sackcloth and ashes for 3.5 years.
so I did want to make plain that unlike in other situations when I endorse people where I try to get stuff, I haven't tried to get anything from Governor Florio. I'm just happen to like the governor.
And the fact that you brought up the Yankees is not an effort to get season passes to the New Jersey Yankees games.
Absolutely not. Where are you going to spend election night?
I'm going to be at a union rally up in the Newark area, and then I'm going to a rally down in the Camden area. So I will be at both of those things. And then on election day, of course, we'll be taking the returns. And election night, I think we've got a headquarters up in Edison that we'll be at, or we'll get a big hotel.
Now, in the presidential election, I believe James Carville and some other folks told me, and the president may have even told me, that they knew way ahead of time that they had won before the networks announced it. And in fact, Dan Rather told me that they knew before they went on the air.
Yeah. Well, we have these exit polls which are relatively accurate.
So my question is, when will you find out before we do whether you won or not?
Not authoritatively, but you'll have some sense on election day through the course of the day as to what people are doing as they go out of the polls.
Governor Florio, good luck, and perhaps we'll talk to you when you've been reelected. Hopefully that'll be the case.
Thank you very much.
Governor James Florio here on the Imus-Jim Florio program. All right, let me see if I understand this, Bernard. It's your contention now that the woman here in New York who's running for comptroller, Liz Holtzman, is a lesbian.
Just look at her. She's 50 years old. She's never been married.
Does it make Barney Frank less of a... Does it lessen his ability as a congressman because he's a homosexual? No.
I think it might.
How does it?
He comes into the room and he's a laughing stock.
No, he's not a laughing stock.
You wonder who he's been, squatting with at the house gym.
He is with people like he is with redneck Neanderthals like you.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
You don't even know that she's a lesbian.
I think it's pretty clear.
All right, I'll tell you what. Book her for the show.
She's not out at some Katie Lang concert over the weekend.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
It's called Powers to the...
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not look him straight in the eye. Honest is coming to town. Honest is coming to town. Honest boys is coming to town. He's been the list for Ronnie and Lou of tedious things he wants them to do. Honest is coming to town. up or he'll blow you up. His temper is mean, his face is a wreck. But if you can't sleep, count the holes in his neck. Imus is coming to town. Imus is coming to town. Imus Claus is coming to town. Imus in the morning.
It was the night before Christmas.
Oh, we've all heard that, huh?
No, not this one yet.
Oh, I see.
This is The Night Before Christmas, starring Salmonella.
Oh, let's hear this. Huh?
Thanks a lot. Shut up.
Fine.
It was the night before Christmas, and all through the block, not a creature was stirring, not even a Koch. The stockings were hung by the furnace with care, in hopes that by morning they'd all still be there. Me and this skank were getting ready for bed. I wore pajamas. She had a paper bag for her head. When up on a roof, I heard this big crash. Thought it was a burglar. I was gonna kick ass. Went out on a fire escape, looked up in the sky, and what did I see? This freaking fat guy with a red suit and boots that came up to his knees. In the moonlight, he looked just like Dom DeLuise. He had a big sled pulled by these reindeer. He called one of them dancers, so I assumed he was queer. As he crept off the roof, it became clear to me that this guy was looking to steal my TV. Over his shoulder, he had a big sack. He came down the stairs while I planned my attack. I waited a second till the timer seemed ripe. Smacked him in the head, bada bing, with a pipe. He fell to the floor with a groan and a thud. I was kind of surprised that I didn't see blood. Instead, he rolled over, looked me in the eye. When I saw who I hit, I near started to cry. I said, "Hey, yo, Santa, I'm sorry, all right?" "Not for nothing," he said, "but this just ain't my night." I got lost in the Bronx. I ran over some nuns. Had a near miss by Kennedy. Rudolph's got the runs. I'm out all freaking night and I'm busting my hump. But I can't continue now, not with this bump.
Yeah.
So do me a favor and be a real pal. Take over for me. And be Santa, Sal. I said, "Yo, I'm from Brooklyn. I ain't right for the part." But he said that Santa Claus comes from the heart. He made me an offer I couldn't refuse. Stop at every house, except for the Jews. I got in the suit and stepped onto the sleigh, wondering just why reindeer smelled that way. Took off on my mission, didn't want to be late, while old St. Nick spended the night hosing my date. That night, I was Santa, bringing kids joy and bliss. And if you don't believe me, then hey, jingle this.
Oh, that's very nice.
Since then, I've been with him each year in the cold, riding shotgun with Santa, because he's fat and he's old.
Yeah.
I'm his #1 helper. I've been deputized. So on this Christmas Eve, don't you be surprised if you hear a voice say, real loud and abrupt, "Merry Christmas to all." Thanks a lot. Shut up.
My next number and don't ever call me again.
Well, I didn't.
Not about a visual fool.
Jesus. Are you paying any attention in there? Who the hell cares? What, punch the goddamn button? Don't be calling me. What's the problem in there? Not as big as the one in my...
Take this pen and shove it right into your eye. Day of Christmas, the honest said to me. Send out Christmas but to all of the people I know. 500 names in here, and I'm supposed to get these cards out by 10. You pencil that key, give me some yuck so you're out of here.
Shut up, you jerk.
On the 12-day Christmas, the Iman said to me.
Tell you one thing I'll do. I'd come in there and take you two white boys and knock your point little heads because that's what it is. Yeah.
Come on, brother. The Iman said to me.
So you get that, baby, and have a Merry Xmas.
These three words when they're getting busy, that is hitman. Upside down and inside out, I'm just gonna show you what it's all about. Now it's time for him to get on the mic and make this hideous morning hype. He's taking you back to the old school, cause he's an old fool who's so cool. You wanna get down, he can show you the way. Oh, there it is, let me hear you say. Richard Dixon, Roger Clinton, Elvis, Walter Cronkite, Davis, Grizzly, Mary, Matlin, Pinky, Janet Reno, Satso, Scotto, Ruskaro, and Delbert, Bissell, Hawkins, Mr. Limbaugh, Reverend Hargis, Free. Point blank, he liked the tenderonis. NAB gave him to Marconi's, check the mirror. Uh-oh, extra skin. Under his neck, better tuck it in. Slam dunk it, stick it, rip it and hide. That's T-U-R-K-E-N-Y. Ooh, that's it. Come on, come on. Oh, there it is, Uncle Don. Pushing up this, even his brother Fred was synonymous with commanding, demanding. His ego always is expanding. Ooh, snap! It's the management. Our producer say, hey, Mr. President, you want to come on the air with Mr. Cool? Here's your shovel. Can you dig it, fool? You know, 1957 for El Paso t-shirt on remark, making them bucks every time he runs. His skill blow ill on Capitol Hill. That's the thrill of the microphone he just killed. Party people with a party on the radio. Hope that is, thought you'd like to know. Come on, yo. Excuse me, DC, the brain supreme, and his name's Don Imus. Bring it back, y'all, bring it back, y'all, bring it back. Here we go.
That'll do. 23 after that.
They ought to send you back to Russia, boy.
New York City 1. You just want to doodle a Christian girl and you kill God's only son. I said, has it occurred to you, you nerd, that that's not very nice? We Jews believe it was Santa Claus that killed Jesus Christ. You know, you don't look Jewish, he said, near as I could figure. I had you lamped for a slightly anemic, well-dressed country nigger. All they ain't making Jews like Jesus sent them all. They don't turn the other cheek the way they done before. He started into shouting and spitting on the floor. They ain't making Jews like Jesus sent them all. He's a country boy now. He says, I ain't a racist, but Aristotle Onassis is one Greek we don't need. And them niggers, Jews, and Sigma News, all they ever do is breathe. And wops and mix and slopes and spicks and spooks are on my list. And there's one little heed from the heart of Texas. Is there anyone I'll miss? Well, I hits him with everything I had right square between the eyes. I says, I'm going to get you son of a bitch. You're spouting that pack of lies. If there's one thing I can't abide, it's a ethnocentric racist. Now you take back that said about Aristotle Onassis. I ain't making Jews like Jesus anymore. We don't turn the other cheek the way we done before. You could hear that honky holler as he hit that hardwood floor. I ain't making Jews like Jesus anymore.
Live from New York. This is to help you all along on your way to the rush room. The man saying,
Well, I don't care what you think, but liberals stink, and Democrats almost as lame. All those Negroes and Jews, they give me the blues. Our country's dying and Clinton's to blame. The Nazis are wrong, and they don't belong in my conservative-minded domain. But let's call a truce, stick your head in this noose, and don't let me hear you complain. 'Cause I like friends with white faces and a burning cross that you know chases those Jews away. Then we call it a day. Oh, we're mighty big on the master races. We wear slip-on sheets and pillowcases. Oh, I like friends with white faces. My peers, we don't tolerate queers. Show them what an axe handle's for. You wouldn't believe what we did to this he-painted swastikas on his front door. I'm proud as can be, 'cause the whole EIB think I could be president someday. But I'm just a man of letters, you see, and they all spell KKK. 'Cause I like friends with white faces and a burning cross that you know chases those Jews away. Then we call it a day. Oh, we're mighty big on the master races. We wear slip-on sheets and pillowcases. Oh, I like friends with white faces. I like friends with white faces and a burning cross that you know chases those Jews away. And we call it a day. Oh, we're mighty big on the master races. We wear slip-on sheets and pillowcases. Oh, I like friends with white faces. I like friends with...
More after the sad will be enough. Imagine there's no Clinton. It's easy if you try. No more Hillary Rodham. She choked on humble pie. Imagine Bill and Hillary being led away in chains. Imagine an impeachment. It isn't hard to do.
feminazis in the cabinet, or homosexual Jews.
Fine, Rush.
Imagine Janet Reno bursting into flame. You may say, make it at home, 'cause I'm not the only one. Someday we'll get rid of all the liberals, and then we shall overcome. Imagine no more health care. I wonder if you can. No more blacks on welfare. Whitewater broke the dam. Imagine all the Negroes looking for a job. You may say, Rush, you're a genius. Well, you're not the only one. Someday we'll get rid of all the liberals, and then we shall overcome.
Let you know when she does. All right, here's Rush Limbaugh to sing now.
This land's not your land, this land is my land, 'cause you weren't born a true blue American. I'm an ethnic purist who protects his borders. This land belongs to only me. This land is my land. It isn't your land. It's not Jamaica, Haiti, or Pakistan. I suggest you all go home to your motherland, 'cause this land belongs to only me. As I was walking down by unemployment, heard towel heads talking of overthrowing our government. I'm declaring open season on all illegal immigrants, 'cause this land's overrun by refugees. This land's not your land, this land is my land, 'cause you weren't born a true blue American. I'm an ethnic purist who protects his borders. This land belongs to only me. Between all the faggots that are being outed, feminazis and wetbacks, it's getting crowded. Too many Negroes on welfare. Bubba doesn't think about it. But this land's being hosed by Hillary. As I went walking, I saw signs in Spanish. Why can't they learn English? I wish they'd vanish. They can take the Jews with them, and a few thousand Amish, till this land is free of minorities. This land's not your land, this land is my land, 'cause you weren't born a true blue American. I'm an ethnic purist who protects his borders. This land belongs to only me. There's been an invasion of the non-Caucasian, boatloads of Asian, and the black persuasion. Prevent the white man's evasion and save our nation. This land can thrive on bigotry. This land's not your land, this land is my land, 'cause you weren't born a true blue American. I'm an ethnic purist who protects his borders. This land belongs to only me.
narcotics.